Your work is really great. It just feels like it's missing something.
Missing something.
Missing something.
Missing something.
Missing something.
I thought this was a deeply honest and believable piece, from the connections between the characters and some of those conversations between the public and the private. As a former art school grad, I really understood that theme that they explored, of the feelings of inadequacy or the frustration of not being able to show up authentically as your creative self. I thought was really, yeah, authentically explored. I thought the pacing was great, and I thought it was really well acted. It was so grounded, and it never tried to push too hard into the pathos of it, so that we got that really lovely moment at the end of that affirming, hopeful possibility for artists struggling.
What's interesting about this is there's moments where she has to experience someone else's success at doing what she loves. She's catering at an art gallery event. And it really highlights what most creatives go through when you feel like you have this dream that is so far away, yet it's so close at the same time. She takes this risk of swapping out her painting. And in doing so, she ends up getting the advice that she was needing to push herself forward, and the affirmation that she was lacking to feel the push that she needed as an artist. And so it really highlights for me the message that without taking the risk, especially when you have a creative based dream, you will not get to your goal. And so it was a nice reminder in that way.
Idealism of self-destruction and feeling this sense of incompleteness. A lot of the times, perfectionism or thinking we're not good enough, there's a lot of intricacies that come into play into thinking something can't be shown for all to see. And so we get this moment where we find this individual stuck in the scenario of they're an artist. They live and breathe art, there's art all around their house, yet for some reason there's something that is a disconnect from them being a full-time artist. You see that they fall into, catering gigs and things such as that nature, and there's this opportunity for a gallery showing. And there's this moment where, she brings her art. She's an artist. She wants to showcase her art, but something is keeping her from showing it. She actually hides the piece. She's destroying her efforts before her efforts can even get a chance to be made. A lot of the times, people don't see us the way that we see us. And we see other people dive in and consume and live in her art piece in the way that she herself has also lived. But she feels this sense of incompleteness. But the way that other people see her and the way that other people see her art is quite the opposite. And so we find ourselves being too in our heads when in reality, what we might view as incomplete, it might be complete to someone else.
It felt so raw, especially as an artist. It's something that you really feel insecure about, where you show your work, you don't. In that book at the beginning, just the title, you are not enough and that's okay. It made me laugh, but I'm like, really, we probably need a book like that. This really shows the artist that her work gets out there and people are loving it, but you really self-doubt yourself. You feel incomplete. And this film really nailed that theme. They nailed that feeling that artists get, where you have that lack of confidence in what you're doing, and sometimes you just need those outside voices to tell you how great it is. I loved the lady that played Gloria, that affluent accent she was able to put on. It shows that there was real brilliant direction behind this, where she could put on that affected accent, and you could tell she was cultured and knew what she was talking about within the art world. And it's something that really made this film go over the top.
Just a good take on an artist and how artists are super hard on themselves and hold themselves back because of the rejection, but also our own insecurities and self-doubt. And the minute we get rejected enough, we believe it and we think, okay, well, I'm just not going to do anymore. That's what I got about this, is that she just needed some really good positive feedback to kind of refuel her and get her to have confidence in herself and her talent.
It touched on the concept of how artists can sometimes run into artistic slumps and lack confidence. I really believe the subtle acting of this performer. I enjoyed seeing the talented artwork in the film and well-chosen locations, notably the lovely studio room, very appropriate for an art show. Well-directed and satisfying ending.